Welcome back to Cigar Time, your ever so friendly show all about premium cigars.
We're
Well,
extra friendly today.
Why are we extra friendly?
Why
We have an
not?
extra friend.
We have an extra friend with us. That's
Yeah,
right.
extra
And
friend.
Miguel's
Who's
here
that
too.
friend?
Oh,
Wow. Is he buying lunch and
No,
drinks?
the extra friend was Miguel's hair.
Is he buying lunch and
you ain't
drinks?
I
lying.
don't know.
Yeah.
Because if he's not, well, what kind of a friend is he? Well, since a few weeks ago, we put you through the process of how we select what to purchase, we thought today would be a very interesting show about not only how we purchase, but who we purchase from. And a lot of times, it's the representatives from the major cigar companies, and we also deal with getting smaller by the year, a small number of independent brokers who may represent as many as a dozen lines. And today, we're very pleased and honored to have Miguel Montanez. Got to pronounce that correctly.
As in-
Those of you who are old enough will remember, in the Philadelphia area, Willie
My
Montanez.
favorite Philly.
Willie the Philly.
Willie the Philly.
Yeah. You have to be of a certain age, and that age is old.
He got traded for Gary Maddox.
Yes?
No, no
Actually
relation.
remember.
I was heartbroken.
No.
Yeah, you remember.
Oh, man.
Well, Maddox turned out to be a pretty fair
Yeah,
player, too.
Yeah. Ended up winning the World Series.
Yes. So,
Can't be lost in the flood.
Miguel's going to talk about one of his lines today,
Drop the
Mil
flood.
Diaz, 1,000 Years. And,
1,000 days.
1,000
days.
No, 1,000, yeah, I said years. I must have the dynasty on my mind.
cigar. It's 1,000 years cigar.
1,000 years ago.
It's not aged 1,000 years, but...
This
I guess-
rapper's gorgeous.
Yeah, we're going to light up.
really is.
Who's gonna light
Absolutely
it?
beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Yes, thank you.
It is. Thank you. Excuse me.
So what is the blend on this, Miguel?
So on the wrapper you have an Ecuadorian Habano, on the binder is Nicaraguan, and in the filler you have Costa Rican, Peruvian, and if I'm not mistaken, Nicaraguan as well.
Right.
The Pelo de Oro is what highlights the cigar. The cigar is extremely tasty, medium body. It's a collaboration with Crown Heads and Tabacalera Pichardo. I know, try to say that. Try to say that.
Tabacalera Pichardo.
That was impressive.
I'm an impressive guy.
Tabacalera Pichardo is phenomenal. The cigar comes in 4 different vitolas.
That
It's-
means size.
That means size.
that means sizes. It comes in a Corona Gorda, a Double Robusto, a Edmundo, and a Toro, which is called the Sublime. The cigar is extraordinary. It's hit every top 5, almost every top 5 in 2020. Comes in 20-count boxes, and they've also released, in the beginning of the year, a limited edition size, which was a smaller vitola. It's called the Mavervias. I probably said it wrong. And then the other one is kind of an old school Churchill.
That's a good cigar too.
Phenomenal.
That's
Can't
fantastic.
imagine.
I would guess most of our audience
The limited edition.
would not realize that you are actually from Boston.
No. I'm from New York, but I live in Jersey, but I'm from New York.
What's the difference?
Yeah, well, is that the same thing?
Whereabouts in New York?
Yeah.
Born and raised in Manhattan.
Ah.
Yeah, Manhattan, 25th and 9th Avenue. And now I live in Jersey, which I love because there's not that much traffic and there's parking everywhere. Thank you.
Yeah.
And you,
And
you
the
enjoyed...
taxes are low.
Yeah, I was going to say you enjoyed paying high taxes.
There's no F in ninth.
No,
Okay.
So you're a West Side guy, huh?
what's-
West Side, 9th
Far
Avenue.
west side.
Far, yeah,
New Jersey.
far West Side.
Well, knowing your background and knowing your family and your wife and everything,
Yeah.
and the professions that you guys have been in, both you and your wife, it's very interesting. How did you wind up in the cigar business? Well, give a little about your background.
So I'll give you a quick, background
There's no rush. Take your
info.
time.
Basically, I was working as a high school dean in New York City, and I couldn't stand working in the school system.
Is this a correctional high school?
No. It felt like it at one point. Actually, it felt like it for a while.
When he was done with them, they went
They
to
were,
the
yeah.
So, and while I was working in the school system, I was always intrigued by cigars, and I didn't smoke that much, but I was trying to learn about it. And then what ended up happening is I started doing my own research, and while working in the school system, I would read up on articles on some cigars and learned a lot about it. And then I was like learning how to smoke and how to enhance my my experience with a cigar. And then I told my wife, I said, hey, I think I want to change careers. And ironically enough, I was working in a retail store when I moved to New Jersey, because after leaving the school, after 3 p.m., working in the school system in New York, I was like, you know what? I have nothing to do. I'm not from Jersey. I just moved to Jersey. I don't have any friends in Jersey. And I was like, I need to get a second job so I can do something. And I tried to work in a retail store. And at the same time, I got offered a job in a retail store, and I got offered to rep a small little boutique brand out of Jersey. Shout out to La Hoja Cigars. And I did both. And it was real cool. And I said, I like this. And then I met with Robert Caldwell. He was doing an event in a cigar shop that I was working in New York. And I said, hey man, I'm not working in the school system anymore. If you need to utilize me in any which way and form to work for, Caldwell, let me know. 3 months later, after being unemployed and working part-time in a cigar shop, he called, the VP called me, not the VP, his partner called me, and he said, do you want to work for Caldwell? And I said, yeah, we need a sales rep. And I was like, I kind of know what to do. And I didn't know how to do it, but I was like, you know what, let's see what happens. I started doing it, still working part-time in the cigar shop, and then it was like lights out. I started getting contacted from some brands. I reached out to other brands, and then I have a good portfolio now. I do not have 1,000 brands. Just want to state that I do not have 1,000. I've had 1,000 brands, but not anymore. Thank God. I'm real focused. I'm trying to focus on the brands that I represent, and it's been the best decision I made in my life. And I love everything about cigars, and I love the friendships that I've created with all the retailers, the brick and mortars, and it's just been an amazing thing. I do events all the time. I love everything about cigars. And the only negative about what I do is that I can't really sit down in a cigar shop and enjoy a cigar because I end up talking about the business side of the cigars. Not because I want to, but because they're like, hey, well, what's new, what's going on? But I love it. I love everything about this industry, and I love my fellow brothers to the right and to the left of me. It's the best decision I made in my life.
I can say one thing about Miguel. This man is a working fool.
Yeah.
If I call him at 11 o'clock at night, he's as ready to go as at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And we often are talking at night.
Yeah.
And he's never off. He's always on. I mean, he give him enough caffeine and he's ready to roll.
What are your other brands?
So the other brands that I represent Caldwell Cigars, which is one of my original brands that I represent. I represent Foundation Cigar Company.
Yeah.
I represent Illusioni. They also become like a distributor. They distribute another brand called Cavalier that I also represent. I do Crown Heads, which is the cigar we're talking about today. This is just one cigar from their lineup. They have gems. I also do Aladino, which is JRE. And I do Patina, small boutique brand. Shout out to Mo. And yeah, that's all I do, I believe. I'm not mistaken.
Lost and found. Well, it's part of Caldwell. But
It's part of Caldwell, yeah. And then Crown Heads, just shed light on Crown Heads. This brand has been kicking ass. I'm sorry if I cursed about that.
That's all right.
I think you say that word.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
In that context.
Perfect.
You can't say Scott has a really nice ass. You can't say that.
You
Nobody
can't.
should say that.
You can't say that with
Right.
a straight face anyway.
Not even your wife. That's true.
It's got real personal right now. So what ends up happening with Crown Heads?
Sorry, John.
I actually try to reach out to represent Crown Heads in the IPCPR. I think that's what it was named at the time.
That's our trade show.
Yeah, our trade show that happens around the summer. And Miguel Shodell, shout out to Miguel Shodell, was the VP of Crown Heads.
Good guy.
I'm tr-
Even though he's from Cincinnati.
Yeah.
We won't hold that against him.
Yeah, he'll tell you he's from Cincinnati and tell you all these facts that
They have
you
good
didn't know.
chili.
Yeah.
Great chili.
I guess. So
That's chili.
I reached out to Miguel Shodell, and John Huber was sitting down, and I said, hey man, my name is Miguel Montanez. I'm a rep, and I'm an independent broker in my neighborhood, New York, New Jersey, and Eastern PA, and I would love to rep your brand. And they were like, oh, okay, cool. And nothing really happened. And I think it was because Miguel was doing his homework and trying to see, what I'm about. And he asked a couple of people around, and thank God my name, was out there. And
Lucky you didn't call us.
yeah, I would have never had the brand. We wouldn't be talking about Mil Diaz right now. Thank God he didn't call Art. So, long story short, they reached out to me
Too late.
several months later, and I'm here now, and we're talking about Mil Diaz.
Yeah.
Wow.
1,000 days. That's what this means. 1,000 days,
Not years.
not years.
Days. I guess it's our first impression. Scott, why don't you head it off? Lead it off?
Hold on.
Do something.
I haven't been really paying attention to the cigar. I'm distracted by the guy with all the hair.
Oh, me?
Don't you miss it?
I'm throwing some back.
Look at that retro hell.
He sends me, when he gets clipped, he sends me all the clippings, I glue them on.
I hate to say this, but I'm getting milk chocolate. It
100%.
just seems like it just seems like such a standard. A little bit of spice on the retro hail.
Yep.
Very smooth. I'd say a solid medium body. Like I have a feeling this picks up strength at the end. Considering I've smoked 100 of these.
100 days, 100 cigars. Scott, this is why we're on back order. Thank you.
Paul?
I think this cigar so far is like the definition of medium body and tons of flavor.
Yes.
It is extremely flavorful, and I also think aesthetically it's a fantastic smoke.
It's beautiful.
The
The
wrapper is
wrapper's
gorgeous.
wrapper's
I
gorgeous.
mean, a lot of people use Ecuadorian Habano, but this has virtually no veins in it.
No.
It's just oily enough and silky, and I could sit and look at the wrapper all day. But the flavor's too good, so I have to.
He's too old to read Playboy anymore, so now he looks at rappers.
Should we leave him alone with the cigar?
No.
No, bad things might
That might be illegal.
It might be illegal.
Rob's
Instructions.
I hate to say this because
It'll
it's
be sunny with a high of 70.
Great
Just in case you're
job. There
wondering.
you go. It's gonna be a sunny day today, guys.
I hate to say this because I'm
going
going to sound like Tia, but I like the band. The band is actually pretty cool.
What's wrong with sound like that?
Shout out to Tia.
Shout out to Tia.
That's the 5 shout-out limit, no more.
No more.
Okay, I said no more shout outs. They gotta pay.
It's very tasty. I'm getting the cocoa. I get a cocoa, not necessarily milk chocolate
Really?
taste.
Okay. I definitely
Yeah,
get.
I do get the spice through the retro ale. It's
Yes.
tremendous. It's very good. It's there, but it's not overpowering.
No.
It's very nice. So that's my first impression.
Okay, leave it to me.
All right.
Well, I can't really add much to what was said. I tend to agree with all of it. And to me, it's a very solid medium body. Very solid medium body. All right, here's the old delineator. What do these retail for?
Miguel?
Like $9.
That's a great question.
Well, yeah, it's one we tend to ask on this show.
Yeah, so these retail for, I'm gonna have to, I don't know this one from the top of my head because I never know retail
Well,
prices.
because you're in different states. You're in New York.
Yeah, because New York, New Jersey, they have all these
I
taxes
got
that
you.
are really insane.
I can look it up.
Oh, this is the first.
I'm actually sorry that I'm on the phone, but I will tell you the prices of these. I can tell you the blend of the cigar because I know it very well. But these retail for, of course, this is the moment, the awkward moment.
In this size.
Yes, and this size. So this is the double Robusta that we're smoking now. They retail for $10.75 a cigar.
Not bad.
The Corona Gorda, which is a 6x46, retails for $9.25. And the
646,
El Mundo,
I like
well,
that.
not and, but there's another one. The El Mundo, which is 5 and 1/3, excuse me,
Number
by
line.
52, is $10. And then the Sublime, which is the Toro, retails for $11.50 a cigar.
It's about right at the sweet price anymore.
Yeah,
Sad to say.
I like that 6x46.
56.
Yeah, it's a nice
Yeah,
size.
Corona,
That's
the
nice
Corona
size.
Gorda is extraordinary. The double Robusto is my personal favorite because I like the cigar, and the Corona Gorda is perfect, but you know it's a smaller ring gauge, and which I always feel like gives you more flavor.
Flavor,
it
yeah,
gives
yeah.
more wrapper to filler ratio. But I just feel like this is a great cigar because every time I'm driving, I don't want to like relight another cigar, cut a cigar, you know. So this is like a perfect size. This is phenomenal. Pichardo and John Huber, Tabacalera Pichardo and Crown Heads collaboration. This is outrageous. Like tasty. What I get from it, very old school, amazing Cuban taste.
Did we
Um,
ask you?
No, but I'm telling you. See, this is what happens. This is when hair versus no hair fight on TV. This is crazy, right?
Well, the one nice thing about
Lucky you
you,
don't work for
there'll be no
Jen.
glare off the top of your head.
Thank you.
I had one of those
Yeah, make me proud.
Pichardos yesterday, last
Oh,
night
nice.
while I was walking my dog. You gave it to me, when was it? When were you here? Monday, Tuesday?
Yeah,
Something?
possibly. Yeah.
You gave me one. It was very good.
Nice.
Maybe
Good.
you
It was,
give
it
me
was in
one.
Connecticut. No, you didn't give me one.
Yeah, it was Connecticut. Yeah,
It
but
was
so
very good. Nice and smooth.
nice, good. Yeah, Crown Heads. They also have a load of other cigars that are quite amazing. The Juarez, which is also made, is a collaboration with Crown Heads and Tabacalera Pichardo. It's a Mexican San Andres. It comes in 4 different sizes. That cigar is extraordinary.
Great value
Very
cigar.
tasty. You know, full-bodied, a lot of flavor, inexpensive.
That cigar's under $7.
Yep.
All the sizes.
It's just an extraordinary cigar. They have the Capa Especial, which is made by Ernesto Perez Carrillo. That won 20th Cigar of the Year in Cigar Aficionado, and that cigar is extraordinary. Very unique smoke, very tasty. They have, Crown Heads they're doing a lot of good things. A lot of good things. They have a lot of limited editions. You guys are gonna carry the TAA, which I have yet to smoke. I need to purchase one when we leave this.
The Lost Angel.
The Lost Angel, and then they also have the Las Calaveras that comes out
Oh, yeah, wait for that one. Yeah.
the late July, and that cigar comes out once a year. Comes in 3 sizes, 3 vitolas, and that cigar, we sold out
Yeah, we ordered a ton of them, and they cut us back.
because we sold out in 4 hours. It was like,
Jeez.
yeah, 4 hours, and they upped the production from last year. Last year, if I'm not mistaken, it took 30 hours to sell out, and it's been crazy. Like
Last year was purple, right?
last year was purple, yes. I hope so.
Yeah.
But this year's gonna be yellow.
Okay.
So I haven't tried that yet, John. That's John.
What was the clown involved in the?
So Las Calaveras, what he does is he pays homage to all the people that passed away. It's a very it's a skeleton. It's not a clown. It's actually a skeleton. They pay homage to all the people that passed away, and it's more like a celebratory cigar instead of like mourning their death. Is like where it's more of a happy.
Does
And that will only be
does it come
available.
out on D&D
Not for the
Market?
skeleton.
No, I don't think
That
so.
would be
No,
cool.
yeah, with for real.
And that'll be only available at the 70-some TAA retailers throughout the United States.
The TAA, yes, but the Las Calaveras is different. Las Calaveras and the TAA.
Right.
TAA is only available for the TAA accounts, but Las
Which
Calaveras
really
is
which-
available for everyone.
Which we're the only ones in the area. Wherever our stores
Yeah.
are, we're the only ones.
Get rid of those Lost Angels, or are they done?
No, those sold out as well. They sold out extremely fast.
What is your best-selling line
In Crown Heads?
in all your lines?
In all my lines, I would say Foundation and Illusioni. So I say 4, and I never use it. I never say them. Which one's more than the other. But my top 4 is Foundation, Illusioni, Caldwell, and Crown Heads, and Aladino's up there too. What happens is a lot of these guys, like the 4 brands that I've mentioned, the 5 brands that I mentioned. The first 4 are very they've been around for a good while. They do a lot of social media marketing and all this, and then you have Aladino, who has history in the tobacco industry. He was the old Camacho before Davidoff bought Camacho, and then you have small boutique brands that are smaller like Cavalier and Patina that are rising and people are getting into a lot more. But yeah, Crown Heads. I was actually talking to Miguel Shodell this morning. And we just, we were talking, and I was like, man, you guys really are taking over. It's going well. I'm very happy with Crown Heads, and I'm the only independent broker they use, which I think it was kind of cool because every time,
really?
yeah, everyone else is in house. Shout out to all the in-house guys. I'm not saying no names, so.
We could save money if we didn't go through you.
I doubt it. You can't. You won't see this face anymore. You crazy?
It's worth it.
What when you say Caldwell, Crown Head and stuff, what are all those lines in that Caldwell? Say Caldwell. What does Caldwell?
We're going to talk. He's coming back next week, so we're going to.
Okay.
We're going to go.
Yeah, because I can give you all the information on each brand. So what happens is when I say the brands that I represent, all these brands have a line of cigars, like a lot of lines, multiple lines, where you have a book that if I come here with one brand, you have a lot of decisions. You can make you can pick out a lot of different options when it comes to different blends and different cigars within that company. So yeah, it's a lot. That's a real loaded question.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Well,
cool. So
everybody, most people are watching. They don't know Caldwell. They don't know Crown Head.
Yeah, they'll
but
know
they
about cigars.
Right, they know.
Yeah.
Like
The brands within.
Right, they know the brands.
100%. So yeah, with a lot of the brands that I represent, they have, of course, their top sellers, and then the other cigars that they make, and that don't sell that well. But that doesn't mean they're not good. It just it is what it is when it comes to every different palate, every palate being different. But as in for Crown Heads, is where talking about Crown Heads, they have the Mil Diaz, the Juarez, the Capa Especial, and if a lot of people that are listening don't know what those cigars are, and don't know the company, I'll say older brands that they've come out with. Jericho Hill. They have La Imperiosa. They have the Four Kicks Habano, Four Kicks Maduro. They have the Luminosa. They have, you know, you could just keep going, and that's the majority of their book.
Interesting. Now, you have not been in the business for a very long time. I mean, it's not like you've been here 35 years. Like
No,
some
no.
people. What are just since you started in the business, whether it be at retail or in repping, what changes, what have you noticed that has evolved or devolved since you've been in the business?
So what I've
I know
no-
it's a
No, that's a great question, and no one's ever asked me that question. But what
it was.
What I've
Yeah.
noticed in the industry is I've been repping for 6.5 years. I've been in the industry for about 9, working retail. And I've noticed that when I first started repping, a lot of people didn't know the brands that I was repping. And it could be because they just started, or it could be because, people don't do their homework. But what I have noticed is that a lot of retailers are starting to learn about the boutique brands. And boutique brands are starting to make wave in humidors that normally didn't have boutique brands. A lot of legacy brands, like the big brands that we all know, they're a staple in the humidor. But a lot of these retailers and a lot of owners and managers and they say, you know what, let's try something out, let's try something new. Social media has played a huge part in a lot of the boutique brands that it's beneficial for both retailer and manufacturer and myself because I'm the middleman. I've seen a lot of people like go back to the books and go, what is this? Who makes this cigar? What's going on? I even feel that a lot of these boutique brands have upped the game for big legacy brands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what ends up happening is a lot of these legacy brands, they make a cigar, they know what it is, and I'm not taking any shots at legacy brands, but what I am saying is, I guess they got a little push on, well, you know what, let's do something unique, let's do a blend that's different and not the same that we've had. And what happens is a lot of retailers have evolved. They have said, you know what, let me jump in on this boutique brand that's making headwaves, that's on the top 25 in Cigar Aficionado, or on the top 25 on Half Wheel, or any of these blogs. So it's kind of cool because it shows like everyone's doing their work and everyone's going back to the drawing books. Like, you know what, wait, we used to sell 95% of legacy brands and 5% of, random boutique brands. Let's switch it up a little bit. And now you start seeing on those stores that have been open for years and years, a lot more boutique brands coming up. And it's like, it's a beautiful thing because it's like the beer industry. Not that I know it very well, but like IPAs and all these stouts and are different from the traditional legacy beers. Of course, the traditional legacy beers are staples in, in bars and in
But
liquor
it's still
stores.
Bud.
The what?
Bud is still Bud.
But
It
yeah,
still sells.
it still sells. But at the same time, it also shows that they're trying to evolve to market to the younger crowd that reads up on it and understand. And, I want to try this new IPA or this new style, and it's kind of cool. It's just beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
What I'm hearing is it's a good time to be a cigar smoker.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
100%.
So many options.
Yeah, there's
Especially if you
a lot
like,
of options.
especially
so
if
many-
you like new stuff and
Yeah.
trying different things.
Yeah.
Especially good quality.
Right.
I think a part of why boutiques as a category are coming on a lot is smokers are being conditioned to walk into stores and say what's new before they do anything else.
That has
And
evolved
reta-
over the last 25
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
And retailers want to have an answer,
Yep.
Right.
and you're the answer.
Well, here's a new nickname for Miguel, the answer.
I like
Yeah.
that. I'm still in it. Don't
No,
let me
not
take
Allen Iverson?
Yeah.
Or was,
Oh,
that,
yeah.
or was that the question?
No,
Is that basketball?
yeah.
Hey, you wouldn't know anything
Oh
about it.
man.
I wondered about it.
Yeah, but it's a
Or the
beautiful
Enigma.
thing.
Or the Enigma.
You know what I love seeing? What I love seeing too in this industry is when you have retailers that have been doing this for a long time, and then they post on Instagram or Facebook, and I'm just like, wow. 10 years ago, no one was like, you have these legacy stores that
It's probably the
weren't
guy's
doing it.
kids.
Yeah, but either way, it still brings a lot of attention to the store. Like, it's free marketing. So, and I always tell a lot of shop owners that are stuck in the old ways. I was like, listen, you can post something, you can be on social media. It's a free platform, and you could up your business. And same with manufacturers. A lot of manufacturers are taking over on social media, and they become relevant to the guy that doesn't know anything about cigars, and they go, well, I saw this on a post, or I saw this on an Instagram story reel, you know. It's real cool the way I've seen it evolve. Because there were some points when I started repping that no one really knew the brands that I was repping. Like, nope, never heard of it. You got Fuente? And I was like, no, Fuente is, and then I was, you know, you got all these, I was like, no, you know. But it's cool to get the callbacks and be like, hey man, I heard that you rep this brand. Why don't you come to the store? We talk, and I'm like, yeah, of course. And that's the beauty of this industry, that people are evolving.
All right, well, I think it's time to put our final review and number on it. Paul, why don't you lead off?
I love this cigar.
Yeah.
I knew you would.
It's almost perfect. It's medium enough so it doesn't get in your face. It's flavorful enough that you can just sit and luxuriate in it. I give this a 9.25.
Luxuriate in it.
Scott?
Nice word.
Interesting.
That milk chocolate has gone more to, like more of, like you said, a roast coffee or kind of an
Yeah.
espresso kind of flavor. Smooth. I mean, it is a fantastic cigar. I've loved this. I'll give it a 9.
Wow. I guess I like it more than you guys.
Yeah, I
you
knew-
guys,
I
you
knew
guys
you were
really
gonna
like
be high. I know
this.
your
Hits all
wheelhouse.
my taste profile, man. This is a fantastic cigar. I give it a 9.75.
Jeez.
Wow.
I could smoke this cigar all day.
I had
Yeah.
you down for 950 in my mind.
I was going to say that, but then I changed that.
Very impressed. I sent you that wave.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, this cigar burns like a champion. The unveiny wrapper is magnificent looking. The price is right in the, you know, sweet spot. I'm still getting more of the milk chocolate than the coffee.
Mine,
Milk chocolate.
Or-
and
It is.
We're
coffee with a
this
lot
is
of
true.
cream.
It
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
It is.
It's
It's more
just-
of a chocolate.
And it's a solid medium. This is you know,
Like you said, cocoa,
this is not a
bit
cigar
more
for
roast
maybe
cocoa.
6 a.m. unless you're Paul, of course. But it's certainly a cigar you can smoke during the day,
all day.
all day. Yeah, I mean
6 a.m.
it's a
is my
great
second
solid medium cigar. I give it a 9.5, 950, and that's a good score. This is a great cigar.
It is really good.
Really good cigar. All right, we have a couple things to discuss. Starting now, there's a solid hour of cigar time from 7 to 8 p.m. every Wednesday night on whatever channel you're watching or whatever device you're using to record. So we'll have both the Cigar Time show, which is what you're watching now, and then right after the Cigar Time show, go right into the outlet show, the Cigar Time outlet show.
That's
So
where you save money.
what's that? What?
That's where you save money.
That's, well, I was actually gonna comment on
I was
that.
jumping ahead.
Those of you who watch our traditional Saturday night show can now get one solid hour of Cigar Time, both the traditional show that we're doing now and to save a lot of money on the outlet show. So it's both Cigar Time and Cigar Time outlet from 7 p to 8 p every Wednesday night. Set up your recorders, record it, stay with us. We're going to have all
VCR.
kinds of exciting things. Use your DVR, your Betamax, your VCR, or whatever.
Beta.
What's a V?
Until next week, bye-bye for
Ciao for
now.
now,
Take care, guys. Have a good one. Thank you.